Hello everybody. You can see now I got the front clip back on it. It's just stuck on. Needed the garage for a while, so I had to get it out of there. See the wheel wells? Now, what's going on here is I'm probably going to flap wheel this entire thing off to get to the point where I can get to the door handles better. But I don't like shaved door handles, so a friend of mine did this yesterday. I'm going to have to take a die grinder and go back to it all the way around. There's the weld. Here's the metal. So I'm going to grind that off and get the hole out, get it out of that, and open the keyhole back up and redo the body work on both doors. But one thing I had to do, because I'll show you, now everything's measured. Everything's where it's supposed to be. The driver's side wheel well fit great. From the front all the way to the back. This wheel well fit great. And the center part over the rear end, it fits great. And you can see where I put that back in and patched those holes. But this side, I got that lined up before I cut it and everything, and it all lined up great. But then the wheel well over here didn't fit right, and it took me a few minutes to figure out what it was, but it ended up being two things. The patch over here was aftermarket, of course, and well, I can't show you and hold the phone at the same time, but from about right there to right there was a half an inch too narrow. So me and my buddy, we got up here, well, down there, and cut all that back loose, where they just had it tacked in like I have it. I cut it back loose, cut it here on the flat part at the top of the wheel well, and down through here, moved it up and forward that much. You can see it. That's how far off this wheel well was. About an inch, 3/4 of an inch. So we had to move it forward, and then this also wasn't right. It was too far arched. It was too round. So I cut that back loose, let this relax, then tacked it back. And that let that fit right all the way around. And that's pretty much the way I'm going to leave that, with just the tacks every half an inch. I'm going to grind it all. I'm going to fiberglass all that and body filler all over it. I'm not worried about it because this is going to let me get it together for now. And eventually, now I'm going to paint the car. It's all going to be done like this. But when and if, because I don't really think it will, but when or if it does start cracking and rusting and stuff, I'm going to get skins for both sides to replace the bottom part of these quarters, because neither one of these is done the way I would have done it. Having to do all that patching and stuff up there and tack welding down through here, I don't like that. And they missed rust over that wheel. So when it starts giving me problems and it gets bad enough, I'll put 2 skins on the car. But for now, this will let me get it on the road cheap. Now, the next welding project I have is well, 2 things. But I want to get a trunk floor kit to go, you know, from here around, entire complete trunk floor kit with gas tank braces and the rear body mounts that goes under it. And I'll replace all that. But for right now, that's all I'm buying new, is all of that, because I don't have it. This is what I had. This is the only piece of that I couldn't use, and it's just rusted out solid. I mean, it's gone. If the trunk braces, if the gas tank braces and the mounts had been good, I would have took a hood and made one. Since all that's bad, I'm just going to replace it all. I don't want to do that, but you know, there's not any of these in the junkyard that have a good trunk around here. So I got that to do, and I had the driver's side, but I don't have this side. I'm going to have to make part of that rocker. It's supposed to be back about like that, and a panel to go up to here, but that ain't a big deal. And like I said, the rocker is really the only thing that has to be done pretty good, because the rest of that, I would probably, you know, I'd be replacing that if I was putting a skin on it. So I ain't worried about any of that. I don't know why I didn't notice when I painted that fender that he also filled in the antenna. You know, there's supposed to be an antenna hole right here. But hood's wired down so the wind wouldn't blow it off. I gotta finish, you know, I gotta do the body work on it too. I didn't care to let it rest a little bit if it rains, because, you know, I have to grind it all down anyway, so it don't really matter. I still have to dress those welds down and put the caps back over the A-pillars. There's a lot of work to this, doing it this way. But there's a lot of work to this if I'd have replaced everything, because aftermarket parts don't fit right. They just don't. Even if I was to go back right now and replace the wheel wells and everything, the best way for me to have done this would have been what I did, because like I just said, aftermarket parts don't fit right. That wheel well's a perfect example of that. If I was to have bought new wheel wells and quarters and all this at one time and replaced everything with the back of the car cut off of it like it was and nothing was braced, and me having to replace the frame back here and everything else, if I had replaced everything at the same time with new metal, which I didn't want to do because it's a low budget project, and we had this, I might as well use it. But if I was to have replaced everything with new metal, if something didn't fit somewhere, how would I know if it was right or not? You know, does that make any sense to you? How would I know if I had replaced everything with new metal when something didn't fit right, or really when none of it fit right? How would I know that it wasn't what I did instead of the panels? You know, I wouldn't know. So this was the only way that I could do it and get the car back straight. And really, it is pretty straight. I'll show you. Now, keeping in mind that the doors don't have their latches in them and they're wired shut, and the front end's not perfectly straight with it yet. It's good. I mean, like, it's setting in its path. It's not drastically off. Like when I had it level down there and everything lined up, it's straight. The quarters, they match each other. They're not perfect, but they match each other. So it's not perfect, none of it is, but it'll all come out in body work. I'll grind everything I need to Bondo. I'll do all that. By the time the car's painted again, all over, it'll be as good, if not better, than the 70 is. And honestly, it'll probably be better than the 70 is, because in that part 1 of the wheel wells, no, that wasn't it. The frame video, you seen where we put the tape on the dash and put the tape on the frame and everything? Well, I've done the same thing to the 70, and I struggled to get it within the tape width of straight. This is dead straight, doing that same thing. And when I checked it from the tail light to the dash on both sides, it was within error of being straight. You know, it's within a 1/4 inch. And I was saying I'd be happy within a 1/2 inch. Well, the main body of the car, as it sets right now, is within a 1/4 inch, and that's within my error of measuring with a tape measure. So it's good. I'm going to put a few pictures in it right here in a second. But when I was a little kid, my dad took a picture of me standing up here with a boat that he had. It was I don't want to say it's a bayliner, but it wasn't a bayliner. It's just an open fiberglass boat with a 50 horse on it, I think. But the boat was setting pretty much where my shed is, and those trees were growing. There used to be 3 of them, but there was 67 chevelles surrounding those trees, and the red 70. The reason I wanted to park that there, even though this probably makes no sense to anybody else, but the reason I wanted to park that car there is to show how much time can change things. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. And I hope you enjoyed the video. God bless.